There are few things more stylish these days in the world of food. Whether you're talking about the most sought-after ingredients, the fanciest of restaurants, or the biggest names, celebrity chefs. Today on Style Innovators, we're gonna meet the man who's mastered all of those arenas. All right, I'm on my way to Le Bernardin restaurant on 51st Street in Manhattan to meet Chef Eric Ripert. Le Bernardin, depending on whom you ask, is either the best restaurant in New York, the best restaurant in the country, or I think anyone will agree, the best seafood restaurant anywhere, period. And that's all about Eric Ripert and what he's able to do in the kitchen. He's on Top Chef as a frequent guest judge. He's coming out with his 4th cookbook to partner with his own TV show, Avec Eric, on PBS. If you actually like to cook and you like food, that's the show you're gonna watch. It's him traveling the world. He's boar hunting in Italy. He's foraging mushrooms in France or somewhere. He's coming back to New York. He's actually cooking these dishes so you can do them at home. He lets you inside his own kitchen at Le Bernardin. You know, I've been to Le Bernardin a few times, but the fact is I'm not a big fish guy. And what I want to find out today is, can Ripert teach me how to cook seafood and actually enjoy it? Because basically I'm a meat and potatoes guy and I cook a lot, but I never, ever buy fish. How are you, Adam? Mr. Ripert, how are you doing?
Good to see you.
I'm just enjoying my morning glass of champagne.
Well, it's late morning.
Yeah, you know, it's almost noon. I figured we could sneak this in now. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Everything's going fine. The kitchen is getting ready and we're going to have a busy lunch and so on. So it's good.
The restaurant's been open how long now?
1986.
86, wow. Yes. You came 91 or so?
91, yeah.
You were but a boy?
I was 26, I think, or something like that, yes.
My mother loves this restaurant, and for her anniversary or her birthday every year, she's coming to Le Bernardin. Is this like special occasion restaurant, or is it more businessmen, or who's coming here?
You know, it depends on your lifestyle, and a lot of people consider Le Bernardin a special occasion restaurant. A lot of our clients actually, their lifestyle is to eat here very often.
Yeah, it's very calm.
Yes.
I've always noticed in here, which is nice.
You come here to be with your friends, you come here to eat good food, to have a good experience, and we want to make sure that it's not spoiled by the noise level. You're in your own world.
Yeah. What about the kitchen, though?
So let's go to the kitchen.
All right. I'm going to bring my champagne.
Sure, bring the champagne. So here we are.
In the kitchen.
That's a very different ambience, different pace, different energy.
I've been to this restaurant several times. I've never been in the kitchen.
It's a lot of cooks cooking together, and we have, with the red hats, Chris and Eric. The red hats are the top. They are basically my shadow.
Yeah.
They're in charge of making sure that they give the rhythm to the team. Yeah. They taste the food, they clean the plate. They are the last quality control before the dish goes to the dining room. Then with the blue hat, it's the other sous chefs.
Okay. How long has Chris worked with you for?
17 years.
17 years?
Maybe. Chris, how many years do you work at Le Bernardin?
17 years.
And you still like him?
I don't think so much.
It's relatively quiet in here.
No one is allowed to raise his voice except the sous chef. If you don't keep your kitchen quiet, it becomes an inferno.
What about in the creation of dishes? How involved are you in that when the menu changes each season?
Creativity is the sous chefs and myself. We work collectively to build the dish in the style of Le Bernardin. But at the end of the day, the last stamp comes from me.
And how long does it typically take for a dish to come from like the initial idea to where it's ready to go on the menu?
Know, most of the time is about 3-4 weeks, a month, 2 months. We have a dish right now on the menu that took us 20 years.
Shut up, really? What is the dish?
It was a stuffed calamari, and I could never get the stuffing cooked properly, and the calamari not overcooked. Finally, we decided to pre-cook the stuffing a little bit. Instead of using American calamari, using Spanish calamari, because that Spanish one is much tender.
Wow. But then you need like the craftsmanship to actually pull off the dishes. It's one thing to come up with the ideas, it's another thing to execute them.
They seem to be fairly simple, but it's a lot of technique and a lot of thoughts and a lot of steps. And sometimes we have one cook who just does that dish.
Just that, wow, all day.
That's it.
when it comes to desserts, Eric's willing to take more risks. It's like wearing a Savile Row suit jacket with a pair of black jeans. It's the contrast that makes the look.
What I was always looking for is to have someone in pastry who could bring delicate flavors, combinations. I think fish is delicate, and what you don't want as a dessert is to have something too heavy. Yeah. Michael is very influenced by modern technology and a lot of new techniques. So we are slightly more classic over there, and here it's much more like...
It's a bit more of the laboratory.
Yes, yes, a little bit of a laboratory, exactly.
I want to do some actual cooking with you, me and
Sure.
you. Okay. However, I do not cook fish at home.
Why? Because it's difficult?
I'm just like, I'm confused by it. I'm intimidated.
Okay, so I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna go shopping.
Okay.
And then we will go to my kitchen and we'll cook together.
Glass of wine or two, maybe?
It's a must in my kitchen.
It's a must, yes, it's required. All right, let's do this.
Excellent, we go.
All right. You do have one very well-regarded restaurant. You've done 4 cookbooks now. You've got a TV show entering its 2nd season.
Yeah.
And yet you are the most mellow, relaxed dude I've ever met. I don't know, how is that possible?
For me, cooking is very relaxing. Almost like a meditation.
And you also have a wife and child, which is a big commitment.
You have to balance.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sundays are sacred and dedicated to the family. I have decided to completely separate my private life from the public life and from the professional life. At home, I never talk about the restaurant. Therefore, it's very relaxing.
How tempted have you been to open a restaurant that will let you do all the other things you don't cook at Le Bernardin?
I'm not tempted.
Really?
No, I am not. What is important is at the end of the day is to be happy and with your day, right? And myself, I'll go back home and I'm like, I'm so lucky, I have only one.
One very good one.
So we could do a snapper, but it's not local.
But how do you know it's not local?
Well, because we live in New York.
Okay.